Yo, yo, it's your girl Bree at Skulls and Bones 444. I hope that you guys are having a great Friday so far. Um, oh, Lordy Jesus, it has been busy. A busy time. And I had some family shit to take care of, but family duties call, right? Anyways, I want to get straight to the point here and not waste any time because after this, I'm giving you guys a reading. Okay, excuse me. Number one, do not, this is for the collective, this part, do not, I repeat, do not tell people what time you were born because the karmic masculine is trying to use that against you so that they can try to switch destinies with you. They already have copies of you and your divine masculine's birth chart because they were working with an astrologist, but they were evil and using the charts for evil shit. Anyways, yeah, the karmic already has copies of both you and your divine masculine's birth chart. Okay, but they want to know what time you were born to steal your destiny, so you'll be the one stuck with paying their karmic debt. Okay, with this full moon in Libra, holy shit, guys. You could have been you could have been feeling emotional during the moon and felt like crying, and that's okay. These feelings came from the depths of your heart because you were probably thinking about the past, both good and bad. I'll be honest in that, I cried like a baby too. Okay, hell, let me tell you, the amount of snot that came out of my nose, it cleared out my sinuses. I'm not joking. Two, two, two on the timer. The good part of the past had a lot to do with nostalgia. The people you used to associate with, whether it be old friends or family members, the places you went and the fun things you did. In fact, some of you could have looked at old photo albums and scrapbooks, and it brought tears of joy or perhaps sorrow. That is, if the relationships ended on a poor note. In my case, I was looking through old pictures of all sorts and listened to music that fit the situation and just let the tears flow. 303 on the timer. As I've been going around driving with errands and shit, I saw a license plate that said breathe. I firmly believe that that was a message for the collective population and that we need to learn how to breathe and remember that everything's gonna be okay. The angel numbers are all the same that I've been mentioning, but the most popular ones right now are 444, divinely protected, 555, which means a lot of change, okay, 888, 808, 818, 809, 111, 1111, and 777. Pay attention to the animal kingdom because they're trying to send you messages. Well, the divine, the archangels, and your passed on loved ones, they're trying to send you messages. Okay? You seeing crows? My personal opinion, okay, whenever I seen crows, there's some serious black magic going on, and it's meant to fuck up your health and everything about your life. Seen an American bald eagle, butterflies, dragonflies, blue jays, cardinals, storks. Y'all, I saw three storks. I've never seen that shit before like that. You could be seeing squirrels, pigeons, and seagulls. I was shocked with the seagulls because you don't really see them unless you're at the fucking beach. Okay, next one. You could have felt like you were a mental fog. You were in a mental fog for a while. It started back in February, but it kicked into high gear in March. You could have been forgetful, had issues with memory, had problems with remembering certain vocabulary words, and tripping over your words during a conversation. You could be seeing fields of daisies. Yes, I'm well aware that it's springtime and there's going to be all kinds of flowers and plants everywhere. But go look up the spiritual meaning of daisies and you'll be surprised. Could be seeing a lot of planes, okay, airplanes, which can mean relocation or someone traveling towards you very quickly. Your divine masculine is coming in, but so is your arch nemesis, aka the karmic masculine. And he's got a knife on him, or some other type of lethal weapon, because he's still determined to get the job done. And make sure that there's no reunion between you and your divine masculine. 6:30 on the timer. However, you must remember that you're always protected. And no matter what happens, they cannot switch destinies with you. They cannot kill you, touch you, whatever. This reunion's gonna happen whether they like it or not. Like, get it through your fucking head. On the other hand, if I'm correct, there there's been reports of what, two plane crashes that happened just recently. And based on this information, I think that this could represent the karmic masculine and the rest of the coven crashing down to face their eternal doom. Excuse me. You could be seeing an unusual amount of cop cars around you, which could mean that the karmic masculine and other coven members are still trying to get you arrested for something. Or it could be a sign that they're getting arrested soon, if they haven't already. And they're gonna have to deal with some hella legal issues. 7:47 on the timer. And you guys know the legal issues, especially tax evasion now because it's tax time. Fake identities, credit cards, debit cards, I mean, gang stalking, uh, an illegal sex tape that they've made possibly, 8:11 on the timer, getting a hold of illegal documents of your health or, excuse me, where you live or where you have lived in the past, excuse me, fucking around with your social security, your credit score, all of it. Oh yeah, and they fucked around with somehow getting a hold of an inheritance of yours if you have a passed on male figure, especially a father. So hold on. Okay. You may feel like someone's trying to get you into a fatal car accident again, like you felt moons ago. I know I did. Okay. Yeah, fatal car crash again because the cars around you are driving like maniacs, yo. Like people not using their blinkers and changing lanes at the last minute. People stopping and going last minute. If people do use their blinkers, it's very last minute. And then you feel like you're boxed in, you know? The car over here, two cars over here, the car in the back, and maybe you could have all. 10:01 on the timer. That's what I'm about to say this. Um, Shit, y'all could have almost been sideswiped, or maybe you were sideswiped. Okay? Um, and as of lately, holy shit, the cars behind you are so far up behind you, 10:30 on the timer, that you can't even see their fucking headlights. What the fuck? Like, bitch, move back a little bit, because if somebody hits that fucker, it's gonna turn into a three-car crash. But you know what? That's what the opposition wants. 10:55 on the timer. Hmm. Like I just said, when you're driving on the road, other cars could be riding your ass. Okay? Which to me, I also took that in a symbolic way of the karmic masculine and the opposition. Man, they've got a close eye on you, man. If that car is right behind you to the point, like I said, you can't even see the headlights, I think that's symbolic for they're keeping a very close eye on you with sending monitoring spirits, okay? Pray that shit away, rebuke it, cleanse yourself, cleanse your space. Um, and it's like, they have a fucking magnifying glass up your asshole, your rectum, or shit. They have an imaginary picture of what your asshole looks like, and they've got it under a fucking microscope. 12:12 on the timer. I mean, holy shit. Next one. Serious black magic that's meant to affect your mental and physical health in every single way. Okay, like trying to make you have a heart attack or stroke, making you lose your mind so that you go to a mental hospital, making you develop a mental illness, destroying your ability to have children, cancer of any type, trying to make you hallucinate, making you fat or skinny, and losing your teeth and your hair, etc. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have to schedule a lot of doctor's appointments. And if you don't have health insurance, then you're going to have to pay out of pocket. However, since most of you are either low on funds or completely broke, then you're not going to be able to take care of these problems. And that's exactly what the karmic masculine and the coven want. But as I've been saying in all my recordings, you guys are divinely protected. You guys are protected, but some of these things may have happened to you for a reason. And, like, how do I say? Perhaps, when it comes to your hair and your teeth, you will know the pain of what it's like for somebody else, or to wear dentures or something, or now they have dentures where the teeth go on screwed in. It's like all the rage right now, but it's expensive as shit. Um, Making you fat or skinny. It's to give you an idea of what it's like for people who have food disorders, or how do I say, they're anemic, not anemic, I'm sorry. They're bulimic, anorexic, and no matter how much weight they lose or weight that they gain, they will always feel like they're not good enough. Maybe some of you had to go through that to realize what that feels like for somebody else. And, you know, if you did go to a mental hospital, that's because you were overwhelmed with 1551 on the timer as I'm about to say this. It's because you were so overwhelmed with life in general. Like, you never thought about suicide, ever. You just may have had a small mental breakdown because you were low on funds or broke, uh, no car, maybe you had your kids taken away from you, and then all of these spiritual attacks on top of it, it's just building up shit on top of your plate, and it was nonstop. And you just snapped and couldn't take it anymore, and then possibly you had to go to a mental hospital. And you got a taste of what it was like to be in one, okay? How they treat people in there, what the other patients are like, etc., etc. But you got out. You got out, and it could have been very traumatic. I can only imagine. But hey, as fucked up as this sounds, it's a part of your story of, how do I say, it doesn't define you. This experience doesn't define who you are. It's just a part of your story of what you've been through at one point. And I mean, shit, you could write a book about it or talk about it on a podcast or join an organization that helps the mentally handicapped or people that are in these institutions, give them hope that they are loved, that they are cared about, because, unfortunately, a lot of those people are forgotten about. Hmm. Anyways, let's see. Hmm. Someone is doing some heavy ass voodoo spell work on you by using a voodoo doll and sewed the doll's mouth shut. It was done to make you shut up and to stop you from telling the truth, especially if you're a tarot reader and have a platform. Or you could be speaking the truth on a podcast. Furthermore, if you're a tarot reader with a platform, they've been doing black magic on that too so that you won't gain subscribers, which affects your funding. Basically, these fuckers want you to suffer when it comes to your finances. Yeah, so this is my throat chakra. So not only do they want your finances to suck, but they don't want you to have your love life either with your masculine. No, these are songs that I channel, but don't worry, I'm not gonna sing the lyrics, all of them, like I did in the last video. 20 on the timer. Cause I think that recording could have been a little bit obnoxious. Hold on. Hmm. I want my Coke. Diet Coke. Not the Coke you guys have all been snorting. Especially the Karmic. The Karmic man is a drug lord. There's many other people in the coven who are drug lords too, but 2142 on the timer. But the Karmic, he's a drug lord, and he's always fucked up on shit too. Hmm. Anyways, songs that I channeled. Number one, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart by the Bee Gees in 1971. If you don't know the song, then look it up. Too Much Heaven by the Bee Gees in 1979. It's a beautiful song about true love, and unfortunately, many people don't get to experience it. Other than that, go look up the song. To Love Somebody by the Bee Gees in 1967. Go look it up. How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees in 1977. Go look it up. More Than a Woman by the Bee Gees in 77. Go look it up. If I Can't Have You by Yvonne Elliman in 1977. This song talks about a girl who's madly in love with a guy, and if she can't have him, then she doesn't want anybody else. This song reminds me of myself and my divine masculine situation. Uh, he and I, if we don't reunite, I don't want anyone else, especially not the karmic. But I know that the reunion is sacred and it's coming in divine time. Now here we go. Black magic on divine feminine to make her feel sexually aroused, hoping that she would give in to temptation and satisfy her carnal nature. The cult could have even made her think about having sex with a woman. There's definitely an inheritance that was left for the divine feminine by a passed on male figure, especially if it was your father. I firmly believe that this gift was a substantial amount of money that the karmic and the coven stole, and someone's got it locked up in a box that looks like a treasure chest, and it's hidden deep in the ground in someone's backyard. 23:35 when I said that. Next one. You're gonna have a busy ass schedule throughout April to June, which will be filled with all kinds of shit like doctor's appointments, relocation, finalizing divorces, gaining child custody and child support, getting your kids back from foster care, switching work hours or getting a promotion, um, reunions and marriages, and perhaps you're looking for another job, etc. Now, here's the part where some crazy shit happens to me. 24:24 on the timer. There's some real crazy shit. About 3 weeks ago when I was sleeping, then woke up because I heard all kinds of loud ass banging noise in my room in the middle of the night. It sounded like someone, several people, or monitoring spirits, or a trickster spirit that was pacing back and forth at the front of my room and just going through my shit and spying on me. Or they could have been trying to scare me, But in reality, I thought to myself, shut the fuck up and go back to where you came from and go to bed. You need a nap. That being said, I heard my closet door being slammed open and closed several times, and the same shit when it comes to my drawers from my dresser and with my bedroom door too. And now, here is the finale, which I'm sure you guys are waiting for. Like, let's go. We have now reached the finale of this crazy ass shit. Before I go, I have one more detail. The karmic masculine killed someone, a teenage girl that got pregnant, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to speak about this situation on YouTube because I will get flagged and in trouble, and I don't want to do that. But all I can say is that I sensed that the girl was between the ages of 14 to 16 years old. There you go. Oops. Next thing coming up is a tarot reading. Adios. Have a good weekend.